Welcome to this week's 5 Minutes of Revelation. And last week I was in Bavaria with my dad, and part of the message we taught there was how to deal with pressure. And that's why I just want to bring the thoughts of that message to you so that you also learn how to deal with pressure. This won't take long, it won't be a long message, but just so that you know how to deal with pressure. And the best way to do this is to simply look at how Jesus dealt with pressure. And in John 8, 1-11, you can find one of the situations where Jesus was under great pressure, because they're the spiritual leaders of that time brought a woman that was caught in adultery to Jesus and said, well, what are we going to do with her? What should we do with her? What do you say we do with her? Because the law says stone her. But what do you want to do? And see, in that situation, Jesus was under pressure. The Pharisees, they pressured him to make a quick choice. And pressure always does the same thing. It always gives you only bad options. Because what pressure did to Jesus here was give him two options. And the options were either stone her, and then the whole message of love, of freedom, and everything you've been preaching is just worthless. Or don't stone her, and in that case you would be going against the law, and that would make it wrong too, because Jesus came to fulfill the whole law. And that's always what pressure does. Pressure in your life, pressure in my life, and pressure in Jesus' lives always only gives you bad options to choose from. It gives you those options, says choose right now. And if you yield to this pressure and make the quick choice, and you think you have to choose right now, then know that you will always be choosing one of the bad options. But see, Jesus didn't respond to pressure. Jesus simply didn't respond to pressure. The Bible says he went back down on the ground and started drawing in the sand. So what happens here? Pressure comes, but Jesus simply doesn't respond to pressure. And there's a lot of theories about what Jesus might have written in the sand or done there, but I think that he simply went inside himself and asked God what to respond in that situation. Because the Bible says that he only said what God said, and he only did what God did. So he needed to hear from God to answer this pressure correctly, and to get this third option that will make him overcome instead of having to choose from one of those bad options. So Jesus simply didn't respond to that pressure at all, went back down, heard from God, and then he got the third option, which is the right option, which is the only right thing to do in that situation. And he said, whichever one of you is without sin, cast the first stone. And then they all left, until only that woman was left there with Jesus. See, and that's how you should be responding to pressure. When pressure comes to you, it will bring bad options to you. It will say, choose now, and then give you a few bad options to choose from. And the devil wants this, because then you will be running the wrong direction every time when you respond to pressure that way. But when you simply do it like Jesus did and say, okay, the pressure is on, but now I'm going to become quiet, I'm going to take time, and I'm going to hear from God. I'm going to get this third option, I'm going to get the right option, and then I'm going to be able to make the right choice in that decision, overcome the pressure, overcome everything else, and keep walking strong, keep finishing strong those things that I do, and just get the right options. And see, this shows you how you should be dealing with pressure in your life. When pressure comes, simply don't yield to it. When the pressure is on, don't yield to it. Don't let it force you into making quick and rash decisions, because you will regret it later, and you will have to track back and start over again. Simply get quiet, hear from God, see what he has to say about it, and then that will be the third option that you go with. And if you go with that option, it will be the right option. It will be the right thing to do in that situation, and you will just be able to continue moving forward, to continue strong, and then you will also finish strong. And that's what I want to share with you this week. This is how you should be dealing with pressure. Simply don't yield to it and hear from God. So take that with you in everything you do. Use this principle in every situation of your life where you encounter pressure, and you will be blessed by this greatly. So take that with you. Be blessed by that. Don't forget to read your chapter a day, and I'll see you again next week.